Hey papa, oh, can look me trouble, oh, can look me trouble, can look me trouble, can look me trouble, I be good for me. And I didn't know you can't pull the other skill. You know good one. We'll pick out, but maybe go see me. Maybe like bongai. Bongai, yeah. Sorry. Big boy. You shiny, shiny. You want to say thank you now? All did it change for me? You back. Facebook viewers, you know, you did the party. Thank you.
Housemates class with Joe Abbas Bangura in 1 hour. Anyone late will suffer the consequences. Class in 1 hour with Joe Abbas Bangura.
Hey, Bono.
Chop chop.
They will give you a call. No. Now, where they party WhatsApp one thing? Yes. I said now I can now. Big boy. Season I want to put on the fridge. I want to cook pepper soup for Christiana. In body one me people fire. Oh, say this morning body one me people fire. You say na sickle cell patients, ba? Get it says. And I'm not sure again next year. Right? Let's see the mashallah.
foot wide. You look like what? You crazy. You look like Frida. You you don't know? Yeah. If they're not tire, we no go tire. Go bembe.
Hmm? Baby. Thank you.
Couples, listen up once again for the treasure box clues. First, it stretches. Second was, it comes in different colors. Third, it changes in size. Fourth, kids play with it. I will give you the fifth a bit later on.
Yeah, thank you. Aí, pepper soup. Yes. Huh? Udah? let's see the come for some. I need some work. Oh, give me party. I'm not inside flow. So if you gotta get, we may tell you. I'll tell you.
All Monday winner you get it. If not 10,000 Monday.
I be don't give you price.
Also, you know they give me price here too.
When me you cooperate to do
Eh.
money. Yesterday we tell you back.
You know give me no.
Now make a bit tea.
Also that grapes.
That is not so price.
But I grape my name and not write my name by the people. So many people they name them, they mark them go up so. Because me I don't know where me mark for the door. You cannot think people don't do extra thing. The only thing you do and not get point for that balloon. Una safe no getter, not the same. And that performance, not holding at the same time. That sing, that every morning, will not get point. Apart from that, all other points where you get, I get her. The only time it beats me up at that presentation, I get 9, you get 15. I can't get extra 10 years, so you not get her. That bill you know will do. So you get 58. Why me forget 46? Why?
Me get 58.
Yeah, I saw 58.
No, I get 58.
Not a 58.
I know watch me score self.
No, you got 58. I saw it. Augustine got 83. You understand? So I really want to know.
Augustine I get 83.
93 as yesterday.
You're not going to get 83 if I fix na 64 if it's good.
No, I first get 90, 97.
Okay.
She don't say, make I still check why.
Because of the...
Who's point you not put on me? Then riddle. The first riddle, I get 7. Yesterday I get 5.
Okay, when
Everybody I must get small thing. I need get 0.
I get 11 or something.
The people that say, oh no, they get nothing. Pana, they beat me for a point. Mariana, the first riddle, second riddle, you not get better. Pana. He gets 77. No, sorry, he gets, Nakama gets 70, he gets 60, some 67. So this is not the problem. But
Come I get 77, say I get 74, I get 67.
Mariana gets 60 something, right?
I get 60 something, but I made it 67.
So you don't see? So whose point? Who side them beat? But
I get to Mariana be the answer other people than you.
yesterday almost he go answer almost he get 10 he gets 60. 10 now he gets. Yes, no, the first one will be do I get 7, he not get.
I be here.
Anyway, that's so God say. But we don't need no more better explanation, but nobody seems to talk to me, so I'm okay.
Pull, take place as safu.
Yeah, plus I know until the oil. I make a push piece oil. Sure. Also the oil will cook.
Team attention. Hey. They go find close.
Housemates, class with Joe Abbas Bangura in 30 minutes. 30 minutes for class. Housemates in the laundry room. May I ask, is anything wrong with the other iron?
Yes, the other switch is not working. The socket is not working.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Remember, everyone, to bring up their 3 questions for Joe Abbas Bangura.
Not the account. No. Yeah? What small? Eh? No, wait. Will I explain to you? If they put this thing and I make. Wait. They said in our study class to look. I for don't go out.
Go find other clothes.
Wait, patient. They don't adjust this cut. Why do I dey press and quick for you? Then you keep using. I'm missing our self for watch. So now you make that now. Why one?
I can make noodles, eh?
The green one.
Lakota?
Yeah, I will get this. Me, no send a polo, no money for it.
Okay. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Get it production.
Yeah, I'm making it. That's the cut. You cut a bit after the
Anyway. What the places? And then, if we don't come coaching, spoil no money, and I need to greed.
Too much.
Smoke. Oil per mile, enough for past market, so.
This is in the
Pieces right? You know, wonder the lick him out. Gotcha. I talk to the lick him out.
I
And then talk to me straight.
always seen about cut yeah, if now say this is you know.
Please, I don't they clean, he left the kitchen, so not lie.
Yeah, this sort thing.
So the cheaper than the client tell me 1, 2, 3. So if no flow now will work, I really Hafiz actually see this.
No, I need it book.
Okay, you should. I saw one glass I think that the last thing. Glasses? I got one glasses for books number. So be the middle. I'm missing a seal out to Ghana says.
Mm-hmm.
This juice, not to just. I don't want to say, I don't want to live it without another man. I don't want to say, I don't want to.
Housemates, 15 minutes to class. 15 minutes.
I don't want to say, I don't want to.
So puts me book safe. Police. You see that man say for go get caution. See three caution. If I based on nothing, they go cheat you. I make every day they ask question.
Anytime on the axe. Some of the axe.
They don't make a culture anything because it's in Sierra Leone and the rest of them will pick up boats. Burunku. And make a baby so like the tradition that some today. People in the world, this like how Ghana and the way they kinti. That's what they call as a kinti or kinti.
Yeah, Kinti.
Or get one program or it's like festival. On one this way.
Yes.
That's how they attract more people there for car.
So we get the best roots of the culture. Roots of the living. Get the best culture roots of the I'll let him go with
Who's that?
this first one.
That's Dandy. Why?
And then before you move on. This first one.
Tego, thank you, bro. Yesterday I no sleep, terrible so close. Me, but you say officer go sleep now big.
That's all you need to do, so I'm going to sleep.
Eh?
That's all you go to the beginning, so I'm going to pass.
No, that's it. They are still here. Walk over that car, left the pillow, that come back now. Me MQ can again go for stay. Now them go.
They begin to make you only blue. Interesting. And I found my used to know the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I make way after our space. I'm going to say phone. Okay, so you don't want to work. Because the man is there for saying good first.
Joe boy on deck. Ay, Father, forgive me, sir. Who's close to them put here now? Hey, one of you where they will put close inside. This is boss in a well, body one. They are going close. Leg it cool.
For my matter.
The oil is not now. See. I mean, the leg for this production. He had a dream, I know, say, I make a say that boss food. Both side. A most cancer.
I don't want to say we be yellow. I don't want to say. I don't want to say baby. I don't want to go easy and dama. I don't want to go to
Food will be.
Let me teach you.
I know to teach you, they inspire people. They're inspirator.
What about to teach you?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, not me.
Class in 10 minutes. Class in 10 minutes. Remember Joe Abbas's teachings about preparation. For those of you still doing makeup, chop chop.
And I put the skirt was open behind.
Hey, August, help and baby in the skirt.
The skirt was open behind.
It's open.
Let me sit at the side of the door so when Chief said go. I don't want to go what I say. I want to go with you, say, woman. I don't want to go. I don't want to go what I say.
Oh, Professor, in best plus size 9 is green. See, green and beef. It's chicken.
I don't be okay at all. Say they not make better acting business, not the. I think the problem most I from. The young children will be do the acting so. Remember that I'm for the do something no more. The game man can actually say. But make something other people are calling for candidate. If you say that we save for ourselves, you understand?
And that's what the show be doing. Know that? Any other way, because we need play.
Yeah, let's see, look and play this, you know. Look and do this, you know. So, you know the day.
Class in 5 minutes. Remember to have the 3 questions each for Mr. Joe Abbas Bangura. Class in 5 minutes.
Fast lad.
Set for class in 4 minutes. Coming up in 4 minutes.
there. Like a knock. Not two of the knocks.
Yeah. Yeah. How it in? I did because I can't take out. Sorry, left the shit. I can't take out. It's not a grab.
Who gave him that hat?
I ain't got an couch inside.
Wow.
No, be here. If you keeper.
One of the greatest warriors in Sri Lanka.
Of all time.
Yeah, all time.
My money carried the agbate forgetting self. Chief, we don't want to wait for this, eh? So we can say 5 minutes and it's all they grab.
I'm glad you know.
Sorry.
2 minutes for class. 2 minutes for class.
Huh? You forget? Only took one spoon if you want me to help you. I can redo. Igwe. Good morning. No, I don't have it. I don't have it. Ofidogbo. Igwe, I came to consult you people. You see that my child? Don't spoil. That's my child. You don't spoil. Good?
You're just like a GC.
You're the Igwe, and this is the
Actually, this is
Very
a
good.
workshop,
Very good.
so we can discuss about some issue
Okay.
affecting people, how their
That's your presentation.
It's tough, baby. I love this setup today. I love this setup in your body. I like this setup. No, it's not just finding myself. Finding myself. Question is Tatama. Huh? You are drafting a question, you will shoot him. Jabas. My colleague, I have a similar name. Sham baby. chicken had today. You know, baby. It's off. No, it's off.
Yeah, gentle.
I like us.
Ala casas. Now we soon and come to names. Ala casas. Not a question. Yeah. We don't have a question. Just write down 3 questions.
Yeah, if you want to ask any question, you just crack in your brain. Can pursue. Bible.
Housemates, an experience with Joe Abbas Bangura awaits you now.
What do you want to ask her? Yeah, your personal question, what you want to ask her for yourself. Thank you. I thought you make a voice to me. Housemates don't come. What? My God. Things that when you deal with this something you need help. Yeah.
I know what for me is this fight. Yeah. Housemates don't come. Housemates Salone. Let the drama begin. Housemates Salone. Housemates Salone. Housemates Salone. Housemates Salone. Housemates Salone. Housemates Salone.
Good morning.
Welcome once again, Mr. Joe Abbas Bangura, who happens to be quite a good dancer.
So what I'd like you to do for me, Chiefs, now we're all going to stand up and we'll do 3 minutes of warming up. Play the music for us. You play the music, but we'll do 3 minutes of just bringing energy and bringing life. Chief, you go, same music. Let's go. And maybe we'll score some points. You never know whether you will score some points on the basis of what's going to happen. Over to you, Chief. Let's have the music again, the house music. Anybody knows what the music says? Volume, volume, volume. Give us volume, give us volume. Give us volume. What does it say? Who's going to mind me? Take microphone and just choreograph for who's going to that? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. Make it bigger. Make it louder. Make it bigger once more before you take your seat. Don't be the last person to sit down. Don't be the last person to sit down. Who's the last person? It's a great opportunity again to be here as we run through another exercise, another 1 hour together. It's my prayer, my sincere belief that
Housemates, please turn on the microphone.
Something is going to happen again. Another layer is going to be added to the building blocks of your life,
Amen. By
of
God's grace.
your dreams, the big picture, those things that you can't wait to see happen in your life. And interesting thing, what happens in life is that every now and again, every moment, every interaction, if you could see it, there's a building block. One of the strong points we shared is that dreams take time. Dreams take time, but every moment counts. Dreams take time. And so it's the level of focus that you have to continuously focus, drive your attention to make sure you could marshal your resources, your energy, your time. I had a discussion with my driver. My driver, just now on my way to work this morning, my driver is a university student. So he goes to class in the evening and drives during the day. And I was sharing with him how important it is. It's not just what he's doing in the class when he goes to class in the evening. If university starts with you, when you get to the class in the evening, you're already late. 60% of the time, he's not moving, he's static. He's waiting for the next instruction to move from point A to point B, either with me or with other people. But the driver is there 60% of the time. And I said, bring your bag to work. Bring your books to work. Bring your bag. Every 5-10 minutes that you have to wait to move from one level to the other. University does not have to start when you enter the classroom. Bring your bag to work. University starts when you wake up. Bring your books, bring your textbooks. Be working on your mathematics. Be working on those subjects. It's only that kind of intensity and focus. I keep using this word intensity because that's what it takes. I have no other way. You know, from grassroots, from zero, it's just building every day. So that's why I said my thoughts and my prayer is that today, blocks will be built. It's almost like you're building a house. It's almost like you're building a house. The higher up you want to go, the more sideways you have to go. So a building block is laid, another block is laid. Somebody came, Mr. Lako came and gave you the block that you should put here. Somebody else came, it's JK, another block you should put there. It's Chief, there's another block you put there. So I hope, it's my sincere prayer that what I am giving you becomes a block that you would lay. As you build this wall, as you build your dream, it's a block. Anybody understand what I'm trying to say today? So hopefully, every now and again, as you build these building blocks, your dream becomes clear. There's a lot more clarity on a day-to-day basis. This is my sincere prayer. And I'm a strange, unique guy. I'm a strange guy because 10 minutes before you came in, I was just praying. Because for me, this is a spiritual matter. It's about life and death. It's about not just me, but it's about calling on the powers that are bigger, that are greater than above us in life. I went through a couple of the questions that I took with me. And they were serious questions. Some of the questions are confidential, so I cannot share. But they are serious questions. As I looked over those questions, and I could think of myself 10, 15 years ago, and back how I struggled just with the same thing. How to be sure you're doing these things. And in some shape or form, even though I've moved on in life, I still have to answer some of those questions about how do you make sure you make the right decision. If you made 3 decisions already in terms of the partner, this is the man for me, this is the young man for me, this is the boy for me, this is Prince Charming, and you've made 3 of those decisions and all 3 have proven wrong. How do I make sure the next time round I get it right? It's an important question. It's a real question. And so, again, it's my prayer that something is done. So like I said, I don't come here and I use my brain. I have prayed for inspiration. I have prayed for hope. I have prayed for those things that I cannot do. There are some things I cannot say. I told you, the day I took the step to change, to start changing my life, wasn't the first day I've had those advices. No, I'd had 10 years earlier. People all over the place. Why did I choose to listen? What happened that day that I was able to listen to something that I'd listened to all the years, never made sense, but that day made sense? So that is why I had to pray today, because I want today to be another day for somebody here where something that never made sense would suddenly make sense. And you would say, wow, now I see, now I know where I'm going. So this is not just an housemate appearance. This is about your life as appearance. This is about destiny. Not everything is in this realm. Some things are in that realm. And so our ability to be able to just bridge the gap and join all two is very, very important. So I had to pray. I had to pray for you guys in a very special way. And you're blessed, and you're blessed. And it's my prayer that you would look back to 2020 and look back at your sojourn in this housemate and said, this is when it really began to happen. Are you happy? And is that your aspiration? Put your hands together for yourself. Put your hands together for yourself. Now, what I decided I was going to do was that I don't want to talk book. I don't want to beat things over your head. I wanted to go practical. And I wanted to focus on questions that you have. So what I asked was, all of you, it's a master class. You know, I'm just here to answer your questions. Not answer or share with you, or help each and every one of us share and just see what we can contribute to answering our questions. Obviously, before we do that, we could just run through 5 minutes, run through. Repetition is the mother of knowledge, is the mother of skill. Repetition. We repeated what Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, his moves and his posture to take kicks when we're talking about walk like hell. It's repetition. It's repetition. Sometimes it's the same. There's no secret to success. It's the same. It's open out there. It's ability to be able to do it over and 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 over again, without getting tired, but getting better all the time. So let's just walk through. Let's just walk through what we had here. First slide. We said we're looking at beyond fame. We said this is the theme for this period. You want to not fame is not everything. And the way people define fame, there could be problems with it. Your life is bigger than this moment. Your life is bigger than the couple of weeks that you've been here, and even the rest of the weeks that you're going to be here. Your life is bigger than that. So there's life outside fame, and we say what are the fundamentals for fame. And that's the stuff we're looking at. And so next slide, we said celebrity. Let's repeat it again for cognitive power. 2, 3 go. Celebrity is not a profession. It's a recognition
you get for being exceptionally
good at something that impacts the greater good. There are some words there you have to underline. This is what makes celebrity. We moved you on to the next slide. Let's read it again. It's very important. When your desire for fame supersedes your passion to be exceptional at something that impacts the greater good, that fame is fleeting.
That fame is fleeting. Okay.
However long you have to be here, what I'd like you to be able to do is to, once you identify what you need to be exceptional at, is just to work at it every day, even from now. I can remember the last time, I don't know whether it was, you know, the guy, the finalist himself. What's his name? Who won it last year? Maybe Kenshi. Was he the one who was writing music? Do you know what he was doing for most of the time he was in there? Do you remember what he was doing most of the time that Kenshi was in the house?
Yeah.
He was what? Singing. Writing, cooking, singing. Continuously. You have to be obsessed. It's almost like a demon has taken over you. And it's not just something you're passionate about, something you're talented at, you're good, you're strong. This is your future. This is where it lies. So it's in honing that. Forget about the fame. It will come. Like I said, even if you're in McKinney, wherever you are, fame will go meet you at your door. A couple of years back, we went to Bo to just cover a story of the guy who had the best results in the country. You know, nobody knew him. He didn't fight for fame. You know, what did he fight for? The result. He fought for something that was exceptional. Once he got that, we took the cameras to his village, wherever he was, to be able to cover his story. So that's a similar thing. It's just focusing on what am I going to be exceptional at. It's already showing up. For some of you, most of you already know. You have an idea, you have a feeling. This is the area, this is my strength. This is my zone. When I'm here, I'm like nobody. Be so obsessed as if a demon has taken over your life. Morning, in the evening, it's 360, it's 24/7, 365. It's that kind of obsession, 24/7, 365. So that your friends are only friends who are connected to this dream. Life is short. Am I talking to anybody? Your friends have to be connected to your dreams. If not, use them for entertainment and it's 30 minutes. You know, these are my entertainment friends. It's not my friends for the dream. We grew up together, yeah? So I have once in a while, once a week, I have 30 minutes that I spend. Hi, how are you? How's it going? Then you run back to your dream. You have to be obsessed. And so this is what this is about. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Once you find that, zero, your friends, the people in high places that you need to connect with have to be connected to your dreams. Sometimes it looks like you're being selfish, but that's the only way you're going to build a platform that is big enough to be able to achieve the help you want to help others. It's the platform. And so it takes that intensity for you to be able to build a platform. It's almost like you're selfish. Sometimes I feel I'm selfish, but it takes that intensity to build a platform that is required. Next slide. Next slide. And we said, we showed these pictures and said, what do these people have in common? And then when the hype is gone, what? When the hype is gone, what? It's your game that keeps you going. When the hype is gone, it's your game that keeps you going. When the hype is gone, it's your game that keeps you going. And so, I can't tell you the number of hours that Tyler Perry works a day. He's built the Tyler Perry Studios. It's amongst the biggest studios in the world. The same place that he built this was a military fort. It was a military barracks. And part of the tools that were used in the South to suppress colored people, to suppress African Americans. And he shared the stories about how, you know, his grandparents and his great-great-great-grandparents had prayed that by chance one of their own would emerge and be able to break this chain. So Tyler Perry tells the story of when, during his presidency, President Obama went to visit Georgia. Went to visit Georgia, and part of the stuff he had to take dinner with Tyler Perry at his home. And so he got Tyler Perry to join him in his car, the Beast. That's what the presidential limousine is called. It's called the Beast. And Tyler Perry sitting by the side of the President of the United States of America, who himself is a beneficiary of what was not supposed to be. But he sat there, and he said the president was talking to me, asking me questions. He couldn't hear anything. It was almost like words were just bouncing in his mind, because it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Where just a few, decades and decades ago, black people, maybe a century, black people could not even vote in America. They couldn't even vote in America. And here I was, an African American, sitting by the side of the first African American president. And so it was so overwhelmed. He couldn't even hear what the president was saying. Over and over, I said, it was just like, wow, just bouncing off. Then he says, Mr. President, I'm overwhelmed. I'm only thinking about the reality of what has happened, that somebody like you had to be president of the United States of America. And then Barack Obama just repeated back to him and said, well, that's the same thing that's going on in his mind. Well, how? It's only in a place like America and only working at his game, because it did not happen overnight. I shared a story with you. He started writing plays. You know how he built his stuff for this plays? His dad was abusive. So his dad would beat his mom. He would be so violent. He would be drunk. He would be everything and be so violent. Now, to save him from the violence, he would be sitting outside at the bottom of the house. Those are the houses that would be on pillars, wooden houses on pillars. He would sit at the bottom. He would go into another world and create pictures that he could see in this world that is different from the picture that was above his head, that was so depressing for him. But he could go into another world and start writing the pictures, the dreams, and connecting those stories. That's how he got to write his first play. That's how he started. In the midst of his pain, he found something. He found what he was made for. That's why I said last week that power is a sum total of pain. Ministry is made out of misery. The broken becomes masters at mending. The broken become masters at mending. Ministry is made out of pain. Power is some total of pain. Ministry is made out of misery. That's how he found it. He walked his way hours and hours. Like I said, your life is your movie. He could do everything around producing, acting, writing. There's nothing he couldn't. He trained himself to do all of those things. And he said he didn't want to just appear in somebody's movie. He wanted to own the movie. He not just wanted to own the movie, he ended up owning the studios. It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of thinking. He told another story before I move on. He said one day he was walking with his boy. He's a young boy, young. He's under 10, 5, 6 now maybe. He was walking in the beach and this young boy was just jumping behind his daddy. Jumping behind his daddy. And then he turned to him and said, son, what are you doing? And he said, the child said, I'm trying to walk in your footsteps. I am trying to walk in your footsteps. That's a big footstep to walk into, but it's possible. And it didn't start with him fighting to be famous. It started with him fighting to hone his game. To hone his game. If you go out of the house for 1 week, don't talk to anybody. Shut your phone down. Lay out your life. That's why I said, because I'm spiritual, I can pray and I can get inspiration spiritually. And I know it's not Joe Abbas, it's not Joe Abbas at this time. Amongst other things, I'm also a pastor. But beside a pastor, I am spiritual. So I know the kind of battles need help. You need help. Some of the things you're going to need help. So I would pray. I would shut myself down, and I would pray for guidance. I can't go back to the same life I was pre-housemate. I can't go back. And it's not just because I was in this house. No, it's because I've had something. Get the videos for the last 3 weeks of the things we shared together. Get them to record it for you. Take them home. Sit down again, one after the other, and open them up. What is it saying to me? What is he saying to me? Get the videos. Go. Shut yourself down 1 week. Don't talk to anybody. After your initial hello, how are you do? Shut down. Don't get out until you begin to form the master plan for your life like you know it. And if you ask God for help, he speaks, he helps. He's helped me all the way. One of the reasons I haven't made any decision that would destroy my life up to date it's not because I'm a saint. He's helping me. He's helping me every day. God is helping me every day to be able to make sure. When I finish what is in the human realm, he helps me to deal with what's only somebody who's thinking at this realm. Because I may have done my calculation. I'm exposed. I'm a sophisticated guy. I read all kinds of stuff. But I can't tell you how much I depend upon help from above. Because the human strength is limited. So I have the strength of navigating here. I have the strength of navigating there. But the point I'm trying to make, work on your game. And get all the help you need from humans and from God Almighty above. Get all the help you need. That is your ticket to your freedom. That is your ticket. Forget about who is in America. Forget about Tyler Perry. Forget about Oprah Winfrey. Forget about all the big who's in this. Your ticket to somebody picking up a phone and say, congratulations. In your village, wherever you are, they will go meet you there. Your ticket is your game. Particularly a game that is connected to people's future. Next, let's move quickly. We said dreams take time. The bigger the dream, the longer it will take. You have to be resilient. Dreams take time, you have to be resilient. Even at this level, there are some things I know I cannot be able to do until the next 5 years of my life. Why? Some things take time, like fruits, they take time to mature and ripen. And so I have to know that. I have to know that some things take time. Some things take time. And I'm prepared to wait. Some things take time, and I'm prepared to wait. So depending on whether it's a chicken egg or mosquito egg or it's a cow or it's a horse. I told you about the 10x principle, right? What did I tell about the 10x principle? 10x principle, yes. Because it's always going to take 10 times. It's the 10x principle says it's also going to take 10 times more than you think it will take to achieve your dreams. It's always going to take 10 times more. Maybe not 10 times, but plan for 10 times. Plan. Once you've identified, these are the things I need to do. I need to talk to 10 people, make it 100. I need to talk to 10 people for this, make it 100. Get the names of 100. Don't get the name of 10 people. Like I said, if you get the name of 10 people and you talk to 5, that's 50%. Already your spirit is being, affected and, no. Make it 100. If they're not tired, you're not going to tire. So make it 100. It's your dream, it's your life. It's your dream, it's your life. Make it 100. That's the 10x principle. So that's what it says there. The bigger the dream, the longer it will take. So be patient. But once you're patient, you're working on your dream. There's a final point at the bottom here, which he says the compound effect. What's the compound effect? The compound effect says if somebody is chopping a tree, you're chopping down a tree, and you've done 1,000 blow of the axe, and the tree falls down, which of the blow that fell the tree? 1,000 times, and then the tree fell down. Which of the blows really did put down the tree? Was it the last one? Was it the first one? Was it the middle one? Every one of those blows mattered. Everyone. That is what you need to do. You now know. Like I said, if you're chopping down a tree, it's a tree. Okay. Hello, if you're calling anybody to help you chop down, it's the tree. Be selfish when it comes to that. Your most valuable self is your most empowered self. The value you represent to the nation, Sierra Leone, to your families, your most valuable self is your empowered self. It's so empowering yourself and fighting with this every day. Wake up every day, go back to it. Wake up every day, go back to it. I haven't missed a day of workout for the last 6 months. I haven't. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 90 minutes. If I stayed up and I couldn't wake up very early and I know I have 15 minutes, I jump on the treadmill for 15 minutes. Compound effect. Yesterday I only ate once. Once and small, just a small stuff. And my wife sent my food to the office. I ate and went home, just chewed some nuts, and I was off. Couldn't eat anything again. Why? It's part of my journey. It's an empowered me. It's an empowered me. It's a healthy me. There's so much in my head that I have to take time with making sure I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I saw a lady after the show last week, and he was looking at me and he said he wasn't sure it was me because, I'd lost a little bit of weight. And I looked a little bit trimmer than I was a couple of months ago. And she was guessing whether it was me or not me. Now, Joabas, not to Joabas, not Joabas, not to Joabas. I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm bouncing like a stone. Energy level is high, but it doesn't happen by accident. I'm working on it every day. 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, watching what I eat. I tell people I've zipped half of my mouth, so this place doesn't work. For people like you, maybe not a problem. But for me, it's a problem. You could eat maybe a whole tray of rice and it wouldn't affect you. But if I eat for just a week, I lose it. So it's discipline. Every day, one bite at a time, one diet at a time, one tray at a time, one exercise at a time. All of those disciplines are what is required. Move on. Core values. Powerful. Each time somebody's talking about decision, it has to be issues of core values. There are values you should nurture. Somebody posted something that said, I get angry easily and say things I'm not supposed to say. Values. You have to just decide and begin to practice today. Muscles get better, they get bigger with the more reps you do. Your muscles get better. So if you get angry and you're saying things, you've actually destroyed the relationship just by being fast in just going with your emotions. That's the way I feel I say it. And you've destroyed some relationships already. You have to just take time with yourself and say, these are the things I'm going to work on. But you have some values that we share there. Values that guide every decision. Move to the next slide because that's why we have between stimulus and effect and response. So stimulus is what they did to you. You are offended. Your response is how you react. But it says there's a space. You can choose to make that space 3 seconds. If somebody says anything to me, it takes me 3 seconds, I'm going to react. If you slap me, I'll turn and give back. It takes me 3 seconds, I'm going to react. You could make it 10 minutes. You could make it 5 minutes. But it's your choice to make. Am I talking to anybody? That space, you could make it 1 second. Some of us, our mantra is, I don't left hanging nobody. You tell me, I tell you back. Front you face. I not even wait till you go, now front you face. That's a mantra already. You've already programmed how you would react. So if you curse me, I curse you back. You've already programmed. So that's part of what's happening. So stimulus response. Your space is 1 second. You can get it to be 5 minutes. So once you're angry, the first rule you tell yourself, don't talk. And write it down. When I'm angry, I'll keep quiet for 10 minutes. When I'm angry, I'll take a walk. When I'm angry, this is what I'll do. You make a space. You could give yourself 24 hours and not come back. And there are the chances are that once you come back after however long it takes, once you come back, 9 chances out of 10, you would have a lot better perspective on a way to react that is completely different than what you would have done if you had reacted on the spot. Find advisors. Have somebody you trust. So that whenever you get into those things, I said, don't talk, call this person. You could add that to the next sentence. Because you have crucial moments and vital behavior. Crucial moments, these are the crucial moments for me. Whenever I'm in this mode, that's when I react this way that actually ends up causing problem for me. So what are my crucial moments, vital behavior? What am I going to do? Number 1, don't talk for 24 hours. Don't talk for 3 hours. Or don't talk until you call this person. Whatever. You have to formulate how you're going to react. That is why it says, if you are proactive, you're values-based. Here it's feelings-driven. It's not be feelings-driven on the other side there. It's actually values-driven on the other. I had to recreate this one again. But when you have a proactive response, you decide how you're going to act before even the event. That's what it means to be proactive. You decide how you're going to react even before the event. That's your proactive. Like you said, anytime if you tell me now, somebody tell me something that is so offensive, I don't have to respond immediately. You decide now. That's been proactive. And what you find out that if you do that for 2 months, you do that for a week, you do that for 2 weeks, you do that for 3 weeks, you get a lot more control over your emotions, and it becomes natural and normal to you. I will not come back to you, and sometimes you don't even come back to them. Because after you've done your analysis, get somebody you will talk to. That's why you need partners, people who think like you, who have the values, maybe even stronger than you do, and make them your counsel. You do not act until you talk to them. If like the one where they tell you, say, go turn and get back no money, now you get near you. That's how I said, get people who you authorize to tell you the truth. Next. Your life is a movie. So let's come back now to your questions. Your life is a movie, and it's interesting that Professor is not here, and then Faisha is not here. But the same message goes to them. There's a final stuff we're going to look at there. Because you also, 2 people here are not going to be here next week. And it shouldn't matter. 2 people here are not going to be here next week, and it shouldn't matter, because all you'd have to be able to do, like I said, shut down your phone. After the initial, hello, how you doing? Yeah, I'm back. No, not going to treat it. Get a game plan. And I wish I'd have time to be able to say, what could a game plan look like? Possibly we can, depending on the question when I get. We could begin to design what a possible game plan could look like. Your first 1 week outside the house. Whether now or 2 weeks down the line, or whenever they declare the final person, we could make that an exercise and say, what could a game plan look like? What are the framework that you could put? Life very serious. As far as me, life very serious for me. I mean, life serious, so it's serious bad. Now, so when it comes to do things like we did just now with the movie, I get my own brand of entertainment. So I was in a choir. I was a music director in a choir. And so, me not to old timer. No. I've just redefined me definition of entertainment. So my own entertainment is, but I love music. I like enjoying life. It's just that it's defined in a different way. I like it, I joke, I play, I enjoy life fully, totally, completely. Nothing missing, nothing broken. But a game plan. Let's now move to your questions that you have. Some of them had done that. Please take it seriously. I've already given you my number, 030 600 600. If you want to hand over the questions to me, you want to hand them over, Please do feel free to do that. And you have my number, so keep it whether you are here, whether you're not there. My time is limited, but the same way people helped me, I want to be able to be helpful to you guys. I want to be able to be helpful to you guys the same way people helped me. And I want to be able to just drill down to some of these questions and see whether we could. Don't forget, ask for the videos. And Chief, I'm asking that as a bonus. I'm asking that as a bonus, if you could get those videos. I know. Okay. All right. So that those housemates going out of the house. Push for that. Maybe it's even on Facebook. It's already posted there. Make the effort. Push yourself. This is important. This is very, very important. This is very important. Again, anger. Yes, I'll take it. I'll come take it, don't worry. Now, what is there are common themes coming up. How did we say you're supposed to deal with anger? What is our response to, if you're battling and you're struggling with anger, what did we say you should do to deal with it? You say? It's so.
Housemates, please use the handheld microphones.
Okay.
Place them on. Thank you.
So you don't have your stuff. Okay, that's brilliant. So you have to use the handheld. Yeah. Chief, please confirm we don't have to hear them in here. It's just for the audio out there. Is that right?
1, 2.
Chief, just confirm we're not getting the audio in here. But if you are okay out there, if it's meant for you, let's just confirm that it's okay.
You may carry on.
Brilliant. Carry on. Carry on. Yes, you wanted to say something. Yes. Carry on. Just use them. Yes, let's go. Just try. Yeah. You don't have to hear yourself. They can hear you there. Or you want to talk secret to me?
What are the quality if you are divided your mind to be educated? What are the quality you have?
Okay. All right. What I promise you, I really won't forget long discussions with you, and I'm committed to that. Fend me number and fend me. Good. Fend me. We will keep company long one, because it will take more than the time when we get here, and I want to just maybe spread my time.
Okay, no
but I'm committed if you fend me.
Okay,
I'm a busy guy, but I'm committed to spending time with you if you fend me. We have a deal?
Yes, sir.
We have a deal. Okay, good. What did we say we should do to handle anger? Anger. What did we say?
Keep quiet for 10 minutes.
So it's a values-based stuff. You have to just decide your values. This is where you have to write down these values. These are going to be my values going forward in life. And you may not know what your values are, but if you just write down those common statements that you have been talking about that represent you. Anytime you say, Mina Swatan, write it down. It's a value you are establishing. I care for people. Somebody says, I get soft heart. In one of the stuff that was posted, one of the questions last week, somebody says, I get soft heart. And sometimes it varies up to the part of naivety. Because me heart soft, that means they allow, sometimes people take advantage of me. Write it down. That is a value. That is a value that you have. So if you list all of those things, each time you say, Mina Swatan, the things you like for the frequently, behavior, particularly when it comes to behavior, that's your value system. If you cost me, I cost you back. It's a value system. It's a value system. If you spend time, 15, 20 minutes, list all of those things that you know, this is what represents me. This is how I think. Whether they're good or bad, it doesn't matter. The first point is to list them down. So, identify your present values. So, your present value system. This is a step at the beginning, right or no? So, identify your present values system. And like we said, you will find this in statements that you make all the time that says, Nasoatan. Me Nasoatan. Are they vex quick? Me Nasoatan. What are those things? So identify your value system. List down all the behaviors, feelings, and ways of thinking that are consistent in your life. You find yourself thinking that way all the time. That's where you start. So once you don't list those things out, you know, these are my value system. Number 2, identify which of those values supports your dream and which do not. So when you take point out, we're just beginning to list down what your first week out of the house should do for you. List down all of those behaviors. Me na so atan. When things are so be no more, so I can do. When this happen, this is what I do. And you find yourself, identify your value system. List down all the behaviors, your feelings, and the way of thinking that you are consistent in your life. Things you do consistently, ways you think consistently. Around those are your value system, existing one. Some of them may be good, some of them may not be good. And so what do you now do? Second question, identify which of these ways of thinking and values supports your biggest dream. Because you already have an idea of which ones support and which ones do not, and which do not. Which one supports your dream and which do not. There are some point in time, once you don't list this and you don't say, if we want to go before this vex, I for left. If I want to achieve this goal, so I'll read it again. Identify your present value system. And how you do that is to list down all the behaviors, feelings, and ways of thinking that are consistent. Presently, you do consistently in your life. That you have consistently. You have consistently in your life. What are those behaviors, feelings, and ways of thinking that I have consistently? In those ones, you find your values. Identify which of these behaviors and feelings and ways of thinking supports your dream and which ones affect negatively. And obviously, you can now do elimination. Number 3. So prepare 2 lists. So separate these into 2 lists. Separate these into 2 lists. Separate these into 2 lists. The list of values that represent you consistently that you're going to continue to practice. The good one. You say, okay, this supports my dream. This kind of behavior, this kind of way of thinking agrees with my dream. Separate them into 2 lists. Ones that have to go and ones that have to stay. Ways of thinking and feeling and behaving that has to go. And those that you have to work to build. Separate them into 2 lists. So, those values that have to stay and which ones have to go. I don't care whether not so you turn, not so I turn. If it's affecting your dreams, if it's affecting your journey, it has to go. Anybody agree with me? Are you in agreement? If it's affecting you, but your dream not important to you. But if your dream is important to you and this is affecting your dream, it has to go. And so These values, those values that have to stay and which ones that have to go. Do the two list. But then I have another one here, which is number 4. Identify new values that you need to nurture. Me, I like for work. Me, I hardworking. You always have those, are hardworking and blah, 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 blah. Once you've listed all of them, identify which ones have to stay, which ones have to go. There are some values you will need that they are not presently on the list. So, identify new values that you would need to nurture. Write them down. Identify new way of behaviors. And when I talk about values, I talk about behaviors, attitudes, thinking, and ways of thinking. So behaviors, attitudes, and ways of thinking. So what are my behaviors, my attitudes, my feelings, and ways of thinking that I have existing? Write all of them down. Which ones support my dream? Which ones destroy your dreams? Once you prepare those two lists, you prepare another third list, which is the value systems that you need to nurture. New ones that you don't have already. That you've looked at. This guy says, if I'm able to behave like this, this is a behavior. This is an attitude. This is a way of thinking I'd like to be able to nurture. Write them down. And then you would get a whole list. So prepare a list of positive values that you need to build on. Number 6, come up with a game plan. Come up with a game plan to work on these values, to practice. I have tons and tons of examples. Come out with a game plan. So let's go again. This value system, these values. So list all your feelings, your behaviors, and way of thinking that you have currently. Divide them into those ones that support your dream and those that do not support your dream. Look for new value system that you do not already have, but you need to develop. Once you do that, you blend the list of all the positive value system that you have to practice. And obviously, you already have the list of values and behaviors that have to go. But you have to come up with a game plan for both. You have to come up with a game plan for both. How do I practice patience? How do I practice? What's the opposite of anger? What's the opposite of anger? So many, what? Serenity. You can practice serenity. Instead of being anger, instead of being envious, you can practice serenity. I like the word serenity. Serenity is peace and quietness and calmness. You know, I have some problems where, you know, in my house for my own safety, for my own personal safety, women feel the more you shout and Allah, the more the kids get what you're saying. But in the process, if I am taking the first 2 hours in my morning to keep calm and keep a serene environment, the quietness where I live is so powerful for me. It's food for me. If you shout man picking, it disorientates me. So my value system is peace and quietness. Elect somebody do bad thing, peace and quiet. Elect the picking, do bad thing, My value system is peace and quietness. My value system says the shouting doesn't change nothing. come up with a solution, come up with a strategy. You could sit the picking down and really work a solution together. But shouting doesn't help. It's a value system. So you can practice serenity. You can practice serenity. Your ability to be able to say, okay, how do I get to not shout at this picking again? But for each time that comes up, I would actually take him down. If this is happening repeatedly, I will sit the kid down and say, can we look at this issue? It's happened 3 times over the last 5 days. Value system. Is this helping you or not? You could just walk through the same thing. Does this support your dream? Is this something you like to do? Or is this something that just happens? Sometimes to be frank to tell you, say, no, maybe you've never had those discussions with your kids. Maybe your partner. Maybe your partner. You have to have these discussions. Any question on this, on value systems? So anytime you see there's anger, there's emotions, that the way you solve it, come up with value systems. If you're making mistakes in decisions and you're making the wrong decisions all the time, it's down to your values system. How do you define who is the right guy for you? How long does it take you to make up your mind? Because then 3 days relationship, I just see you know I like you. What's your value system? How long does it take you before you agree lay down? You know, for the ladies, how long does it take? It's a value system. It's something you decide. No, if you like me, okay, not to this way, I don't know. You know, I want to prove something first. You've watched the movie, 2 can play that game? You can play the game. And it's just a decision you have to make. Your life is valuable. The priceless thing that you earn is to be able to say no. Once you can no longer say no, it's done. So knowing whether it's the right person before you say yes is so important. You know, there are lots of pressures, you know, that's affecting you. You don't pass 30 now, and so you try for... You really don't become anxious, you know, whether... And you anxious for you to forget the person. What if it takes 35? What if it takes 40? What about that? Your life is more important. I'm telling you, I'm serious. You need for just count all around the world. Before you throw yourself at people, they don't mess you once, mess you twice, mess you 3rd time, mess you the 4th time, and the 5th time you're ready to come up with a value system. How you would know? Okay, if it go for 1 month and come back, then if I say no, it go back and come. Because the more you say no, the more they value you, because they know now very few girls would say no. But it's a value system. If you don't have those, you could make wrong decisions. Because I already have value systems, it makes me decision making so easy. I'm afraid woman. Because I am a man. I got the same feeling like every young man. And I could be tempted by any woman. So my value system say, don't go in places where you're going to be tempted or you're going to be compromised. Full stop. From us to office, from office to us. Church, back home. Wherever I am, I make phone call. Hello, and that's what I do. Now I go. Get somebody to rate me. It's my value system. Once I have those, it becomes tough for me because I already have values. Remember what we said? Can you go 1 slide back? Stimulus and response. Stimulus, not the temptation. It's not just about anger. Stimulus and response. Stimulus, not the temptation. The thing that has happened that is now forcing you to do what you don't want to do. But between stimulus and response, there's what? There's what? There's a space. You want to make the space 30 seconds, you can make it 30 seconds. You want to make the space 1 hour, you can make it 1 hour. You've lived all your life and thinking you don't have power over these things, but it's a lie. You do. It's a lie, you do. I'm a nice looking guy, no so? I'm not a nice small, no so? You know, I drive a car, I'm educated, I'm learned. But I don't want to a woman then. I don't want to be compromised. So I do everything that I can because it's part of my value system. It becomes easy. If the girl smile, I smile at you back. When you turn so me they go so. You know, young men in the driving car, you know, when you're driving and you're driving like that and you're driving and you're looking, when you see the frame at the back of the lady, the thoughts will go straight to the boy picking in mind. I wonder what his face look like. And see whether his face stay beautiful, whether the front beautiful like the back. Men are tempted to do that. I am tempted to do that. And the way I fight it is to be able to say, it wouldn't really matter how your face look like. Because I don't plan to make any decision as a result of that. It's a value system. And so half of your problems will be solved by just, particularly if you don't identify, the first point is identifying your goal. What is this big goal for you in life? You have to be sure about your goal. What is your big goal? Once you have your big goal, you now look for what value system. What is your big goal? That's what you should have written in the beginning. So 1 week after you go home, what is my big goal? You have to define it. My big goal in life. What is my big goal in life? What is my big goal in life? You have to define first, what is my big goal? Once you have your big goal, you have a value system that supports this goal. You look for the value system to support this goal. So it's a very important point. Half of the questions that you have here will be solved by just working on a value system. That, I'm no longer going to take any decision unless I consult this. I'm never going to take, and you can. The more you do it, it's like a muscle. Resistance now muscle. Now muscle, you need to talk to the girls that can say no. And says, what is in you? Now because you old, now because you don't look good, now because, why are you able to do that? Learn from them. Because you just have to say no. People, they take advantage of you all the time if you don't. Man them, woman them, and mostly from the woman side, they will take advantage. What's your value system? And so, stress. Value system when you come from family business, there's a value system involved there. Half of people, I'm just going through them. How do you problem with your family? And how can you amend it? So love has to be part of your value system. I treasure my peace. When you come from family business, I treasure my peace. I gave you a small story last week how I said to my wife, we can win this battle, but I will lose my family, and I don't want to lose my family. And so, let's take the wrong on this matter. It's family. I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing $1 million. It's family. Una right. Una take the right. It's family. So it's love. Love has to be one of your value systems. You have to be able to be loving. Love even people in your family were act for love. People were difficult for love. Love. So if you have a problem with your family and it's dysfunctional and blah blah blah, when you step out, pick a phone. I've done it several times in my life. For people who are even younger than my family. They are younger, offended me, behaved badly. Me and my wife did a devotion one morning. Once we woke up from the devotion, we were talking about love and love those who hate you, blah, blah, blah. And it's family. After the devotion, we pick up the phone. I picked up a phone and call. Now me big, now me small, call. Love. So this is how you could deal with it. What's my value system? It's down to value system. And it's a difficult problem. You didn't grow up with your father and mother. And so you don't get patient with people. How does one make the right decision? Start with value system. It's so important. What are my biggest goals in life? What's my biggest goal in life? What value system, what's my present value system? You list them all. I don't define value system for you. The feelings, blah, blah, blah. Everything that leads up to the decision that defines how you behave. Number one, which ones support this value system, which ones do not? Once you identify them, you ask, what new value system do I need to have to be able to achieve this goal? Once you list that, you make the separate rules. This is what I must master. This is what have to go. And then you get for out your game plan. Like I said, my game plan, because I want to be able to make sure, I keep my relationship safe with my wife. I have my game plan now. This is how I fight it. And it never gets to end. Because every day, you see one who find past you always see yesterday. And so it's a battle that I have to fight every day. So, but that's my game plan. So once you identify values that are not, they're not the carry goes how you need for go. Come up with a game plan. Come up with a game plan. This would answer 50% of the questions. Now, do you want me still to just walk through? Anybody want to throw any questions from you, Indiana? How do I make the right decision? That's what it is. Because I don't monopolize the talk. Who that want to ask their own question? Fatimata, Kama, you get some question. You want to ask them for yourself? Because some of them being private, and so that's why I'm not going for. You will not share to the house this issue?
Yes.
Where First Lady come?
Yes.
You know what she suffered? Now, I know there are people, maybe say there are big people in this country, and they've actually come out in public that have said similar thing happened to them. But they are riding high. Top places. One of them released a book a couple of weeks back. A book that is completely different. They don't hold high offices in the country. They don't work with high in the office of the president in this country. Now, justice, keep them. It's possible. It may not be possible. They asked Tyler Perry whether he's ever forgiven him, Daddy. And he did. Now, sometimes you wait for make them can say first, then sorry. But they're not even thinking about you now. So now they carry the pain. Every day. It's your ability to be able to say, it's not worth it. And there's something you could do specifically. Throw them off and be public about it. Because once you are public in a way that is structured, that is constructive, for example, if you begin to counsel young people now, go find the one them way have already been affected by this similar stuff. Make a ministry out of them. Because listen, I tell you, you've gone through this so that you could help them one them. The more you pity yourself, the more you look down at yourself, the more depressed you become. No, but make a ministry, make a career, make a life out of freeing young girls that are blocked and been taken captive with just the imagination of what happened to them. Is that okay? Are you sure you're strong enough for that? You sure? A self-pity value system will not help you. So that is why you go back to that stuff and just to be able to say, can I fight it? Can I fight it? Game plan. The game plan will not start so. So if you imagine as a winner, how do you design a game plan? We could do the game plan. I'm battling anger, father not being there when I grew up. The daddy don't ask for forgiveness. How do I heal from such a bitterness towards him? About those stories long time. It's really a way of thinking. I have a young man, instantly the same thing, daddy gonna weapon her. Daddy didn't show up from 2 years of age. Daddy only showed up. Lots and lots of those stories. Lots and lots of those stories. I was interviewing the young man. You know what the young man said? I interviewed the young man. You know what he said? In thanking daddy said for we bring this world. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things. And so it go back to you, man. Change the way you look at that thing. You didn't ask for it, it happened. It happened for a purpose, and that purpose must be fulfilled. 2 ways. Number 1, empower the one them where they suffer. Number 2, make sure no other girl picking has to suffer this. It becomes fuel for you. Change the way you look at things. If you change the way you look at things, what happens? The things you look at change. So you, daddy, this young man, he changed the way he looked at him, daddy. Anytime you refuse to forgive somebody, you're carrying a weight that is not in the person's life at all. Yeah. They're not even thinking about you. And yet what you have done is to ground your life. It acts for make emotions of growth to the next level take place if you're thinking about what they did to you 5 years ago. Whether now you daddy, whether now you stepmama or what. It's difficult to move ahead if you don't drop those things down. Please, I beg you, drop them. Drop them today. Drop everybody that has done the worst things to you. As I stand here, people have offended me in ways that it's hard to talk about. I swear by God, I can't say I could sleep and wake up and have somebody and have something in my heart that I said I want to see harm, something hurtful happen to them. Because no, it's a journey. Value system, again, that's part of my value system. I've made lots of mistakes in life. How do I learn from them and repeat so that I will not repeat them again? Put that on now you game plan. Put on your game plan. Made a lot of mistakes in life. How do I learn from them? Put on your game plan. It's value system. Analyze the mistakes. Buy a whole book. Analyze the mistakes. My iPad is my best friend. I have lots and lots of notes that describes everything. Make a game plan. So take each of the decisions. Sorry, okay, this have been Albert. Now sorry, Albert and Daniel. Okay, this is what happens. You deserve that. And make us a lock for 1 week. This is the kind of mistake you don't make. You don't make the same kind of mistake for them. Analyze them. What happened to Daniel? All right. I know say Fatu been telling me say be careful. Let me not listen to Fatu. What happened in this case? List down the case now. You owe it to your life. If you don't want to make the same mistake, analyze all the 3 mistakes then. That's the only way you get the guarantee. The offices do it. What happened? We made a loss. What happened this month? Then they analyze what happened. Analyze your life. And I'm not sure this is a powerful way. If you have a question that you ask that will not reach to you yet, I'd rather have you talk now. I'd rather have you talk. Anybody? Again, hurt. It's here. How do I deal with the hurt that I seem to carry? Let them go. Let them go. I don't know ever. Maybe it's common with you. Let them go. Let them go. What did I say? I can't tell you what people did to me. It may be different from yours. But I'm not the guy to pity myself. I'm not the guy. Pity doesn't build my faith. When I'm self-pity, I'm depressed. They move you to depression. That's not where I'm. Me? Depressed? If you count your blessings, if you count so many things that are working for you, you would not be depressed. Let it go. Whatever I did, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Somebody in daddy die. Ever get over the death of in daddy? Angered. And I haven't accepted it, though it's been 2 years and counting. I am upset with God. That's a tough one. You're upset. And I accept that. I understand. What if I tell you that I don't have a son? I get 3 daughters. But I had a son in 1998. 1998 to 2020. How old would the son would have been now? 22 years of age. My son would have been 22 years of age. Now, 6 months old, bacterial meningitis, we didn't know. He ate the rice and go down. They put whatever they say, he ate the breathe something he ate. Went to the hospital, my wife the time for tell the doctor, I said, this is what is happening to my son. He ate, they go up and calm down. And he says, the doctor, I said, no, which stand you picking? The doctor wouldn't listen to my wife. 6 months after we had that child, I stood by his side, Ferguson Street, Dr. King's Hospital, and I prayed my life until he took his last breath. Abbas Jr., Joe Abbas Jr., he would have been 22 now. I still have the albums of photos of him and what he looked like. Do I sleep and wake any day? And regret and rue that day? Once the sun passed off, I put on at the back of the car. I drove the body to Wellington and had a burial. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I have been through things. But they've made me stronger. They've made me better. I could look at 90% of the things you write here, and for each of them, I could have a story of what I've gone through. But I'm here. They've made me stronger. Let go of anger. Whoever calls her, it doesn't matter. Let go. Step mama, auntie, uncle, like the guy, mommy, auntie. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. I can't sleep any day and imagine, hey, Papa God, no. I have a daughter. My eldest daughter is 30 years of age. So if you're around 30 years of age, you are my daughter. If you're 30 years, you're my son. Those are my sons. So I can't sleep any day and say, hey, I wish I'd been a boy picking. No, I don't have to wish I had a son. I have so many things going on for me. You change the way you look at things. There's so much going on for me. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. It will surprise you. So I don't wake up any day and look at what is not there. I look at what is there. I look at what is there. I'm a positive guy. I work on myself. If you know what I've been through, I've shared my story a little. But this guy standing here has been through things. And still do. I'll still go keep them, but I'll throw the floor. If there's something that you think we need for handle and talk about before we wrap up, I'll still go through these things. I'll analyze them again. We don't start the framework, whether you're in here or out there. Take the video and download them and watch, whether you're in here or out there. It's not going to matter. It's your application of all the things you share. Let's take the final moments where we get for just throw things out. I'll look at these and I'll find a way to respond based on the analyze. If there's something that I've not responded already, I'll make sure in the next event, in the next appearance. Yes, sir. Take the microphone, please.
In relation to maybe career path.
Yes, career path.
There's a phrase, I wrote it in my paper, it's a phrase which says, you walk like elephants, but you eat like ants. What really causes that? You walk like elephants.
Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Is it a positive thing?
No, you walk like elephants and eat like ants.
Ant or rat?
Ants.
Walk like elephant. Now, obviously, I remember the days I've been referred with my big brother, who been referred for it. Somebody posted something on Facebook on Facebook the other day, and then WhatsApp, and it had this big bowl and 3 mondores. Okay, you haven't seen WhatsApp for the last couple of weeks. You're missing WhatsApp. But then put this big bowl, 1 mondore there, no mondore there, 1 mondore. That's how I used to fight with my elder brother. My body done. When it gets hot, we eat with our hands and we eat from the same bowl. He could eat faster. He could take the heat. I couldn't. So I take plate, I put on corner. I want to match him mondore for mondore. Once he takes one, myself take one, I put her and I wait for him. So that's it. I mean, he would not bully me. So once he take one, he eats myself take one, I put her. I could not stand the heat. Then he takes down my brother say, no. You either eat or not. But you can't take and put on. Advantage. My body done. I ain't got no more for it. But today what's happening? I could tell you what I've eaten from this morning. It's a bar of protein bar. It's just a protein bar. I came with Quaker oats in the office. I haven't even eaten it because I don't have the appetite to eat. So it's only a protein bar, maybe two bottles of water. That's what I've had from this morning. So the guy says, you walk like an elephant, and I walk like an elephant. I went home yesterday, slept for a couple of hours. I woke up again, and I was up till God knows when. I walk like an elephant. But that's what it is about, because it goes beyond, ultimately goes beyond. That's why I said it's the platform. You have to build a platform. If I have to build a platform, and the bigger, these things that I'm doing here, is building my platform. It's building a bigger platform for me. My coming here, it's not just you, but my coming to Housemates. You know, it's building my platform, it's expanding my platform. So I have to be able to now create those things where I build. So that's it. You walk like an elephant. You could eat like a rat because it's not about you. Don't forget Tyler Perry and all of these guys. If it had been just for me, I would have stopped. I would have just maintained what I get, but it's not about me. The people that I want to help, I have to have a bigger platform to be a voice for them. So you walk like an elephant, eat like a rat, like an ant. Yes, microphone. We're wrapping up. I want one of you to make a statement. If you said something that I have not responded to, but I want each and every one of you to give briefly whilst we round up. Yes, just go. No. As long as it's on, it's for the sound outside. It's the external sound. Just go. They can hear you. If they're not hearing you, they will let you know.
Okay. How will you deal with people that continuously or consistently disrespecting you? And what advice can you give to that person that feels like, oh, I can do this, and then say sorry all the time, and you want forgiveness?
Now, family member?
No, it's like...
Now, friend?
Yeah.
So a friend, continuously want to put you down, and they know they can come back and say sorry. Now, these are the things you could do. You do not allow them to do that. Because, listen to me. Those friends would not belong. Are they supporting your big goal? You have to be selfish when it comes to that. If that's what they do all the time, they do not belong. Eliminate. Please, I beg you. When I was going to walk back into life, I changed my entire group of friends. I had nothing against them. I wouldn't judge them. It's just that our priorities changed at that moment. And so what I did to do, what I needed to do was to align myself with people who had a similar priority, who wanted to go. If that's what they do all the time, they don't belong. Don't even spend a day more with them. And you could decide, you could choose. Even an environment, just choose. You could. Yeah, you can. You can help some people, you cannot help some people. And you have to just be clear. You cannot help everybody. Even me, people, what I'm doing here now, there are people who say negative things concerning what I'm doing. That's how it's just about himself. He just talk about himself. I'm not sent to everybody. I'm sent to people, and the people I'm sent to appreciate what I share, and so I just focus on those. So some people you can help, some you cannot help. If you call him and let him know, people who want to put you down, they have some insecurity. They feel better when they put other people down. So people who are self-secure want to raise other people. I am self-secure. And so I want to raise other people. I'm not threatened by anybody. In my office, so I want to help people. If somebody's always, all what they say is negative, it's because they haven't gone anywhere. Or they're insecure. The only way they feel big, even if they have 3-story house or whatever, the way they feel big, good, is to put other people down. They do not belong to the list of people. They do not add to your goal. Stay away from them. You could advise them and say, Mister, this is what I've learned. Give them a book, but don't spend time with them. Let's throw more. Okay, yes, microphone there. Then we come to officer.
Yes, sir. Since the first class that I asked about...
The first class you asked about decisions?
Yes. Your response was about value.
Yes.
Your values.
Yes.
And I'm one person that I've been thinking, what is that negative value that I have? Even for myself or people I'm around.
Do you want to talk about the specific decision that you made? Otherwise...
And normally, if I'm at a certain place of work,
yes, then
I have a better offer.
Yes.
I will call someone else and say, you can work here, me don't get other side. The moment I leave, where the supposed place that I left for will just close down, and the one that I left back will just rise. And that person that I connected will be bigger, and while I go down.
So you wanted to talk about that similar, you want to talk about a similar question? That's what you want me to respond to?
Yeah, because you said it's the value moving from one side to
another. Yes, it's a value system. Now, so let's go again. Let's replay. What he's saying. They're playing the victim. What are they to you?
Nothing.
You want to know for them, or you want to know for yourself? First of all, don't play victim game. Victim don't go anywhere. And sometimes you have you have a right to feel like a victim, but it doesn't help anybody. Behaving and feeling like a victim doesn't help. And they may have wronged you, but it doesn't help. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change your situation. The best revenge is what? Massive success. Go succeed. Massive success, the best revenge. So if they are looking down on you and you've been hurt and blah, 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 don't play the victim. No, go succeed. Once you succeed, you silence them. Let them be talking. Let them talk.
Hi, so in terms of your calling as an individual, how were you certain that this was your calling?
How was I certain? How am I certain that it's my calling? There's always an alignment between talent and passion. You know, the talent, the gift you have. I have a gift of speaking. You know, it was natural from 10 years of age. I started acting in drama groups. So your talent and things you're passionate about. Things you sleep at night and they're there. They wake you up. So what are my talents? What are my passion? What am I passionate about? And it's down to, sometimes, it's down to people whose battle you want to fight. So it's my talent and my passion. That's the idea, because these are natural. Talents are natural, passions are natural, and talents, obviously, you have some natural skills that are there. They give you an indication of what your calling is. But it's always to a people, it's always external, and says, who was this meant to serve? Once you know, these are my skills, this is my talent, who do I deploy it? Even the musicians who last beyond the stage, extend their influence beyond the stage. Whether you're talking about, Zinedine Zidane, you're talking about these footballers, for them to last in their impact and influence, it has to last beyond the stage, the field, their football playing career, years. And so it's what they do outside for other people externally. So my passion, my gifts, my skills, they are pointing to who. There's who here. Who are the people? Once you find the who, and you could find the what to who. So what are my talents? What are my skills? What are my passions? What are these pointing to us, to the kind of problems that I'm meant to solve? Who should I solve it for? Once you do that, this is where you begin to find your calling in life. What am I passionate about? What am I gifted at naturally? What do I know to do? And then, what does this mean to deploy, and who? Who can I help with this? Who needs help on this? Then that's how you begin to get an idea. Yes, please. Microphone, please.
The problem is that if I want to talk to a person, the person will make an attitude. Then later, the person can come to me, then they want to talk to me. So how can I deal with that kind of person?
If people make attitude and you want to talk to them, let me tell you something. Some of the questions you're raising is because you're not busy enough. If you're busy enough, you wouldn't even note certain things. You wouldn't even notice certain things. You're not busy enough. So go to work on yourself. If you're busy working on yourself, if you wake up in the morning, if you don't go on WhatsApp, go there for a purpose. Go on Facebook, go there for a purpose. But if you begin to spend 60-70% of your time working on your game, what is my game? Now, vocabulary on for today. So take the book, take your dictionary, and begin practice vocabularies. Write them one after the other. What is it? Games. For what? Vocabulary. Whatever it is. So I'm just saying, some of the things we notice is really, we're not busy enough. So some of those people don't matter. They're not for the even in your companies. They don't even belong. But because you're thinking about them, it's overwhelming you. They don't even belong. They're not supposed for them near yourself. They're not supposed for them. And the way they show you, and it's and they say when person kick you from behind, now because you're there before them. It's because you're in front of them. That's why they will kick you.
Yes, sir. Some of these questions these girls are asking are malicious.
They are malicious. They are internal.
They are internal. But let me just say what I want to say.
Value system.
Exactly.
Value system.
Yes,
why they say malicious?
Don't
play victims here. Don't play victims here.
I know exactly what I'm saying. But let me just say what I want to say. Before coming to Housemates, I had only one plan, which is inspiring people, those that are living in the slums, because I came from those places.
and I believe I could be able to reach out to them by telling them my story, that there is space for them in society. You just need to limit yourself. You need to work very hard and come out from those places and make sure that you realize your dream. Because most of them out there, they think that there's no space for them.
Go to the point. So what is the point you're trying to make?
Yes. Before coming to the house,
you only had that plan.
Yeah, that plan.
Then what has happened
now? Now, some other plans have emerged. Like I want to go into farming, and I also want to be advocating on behalf of my institution and so many other things.
Okay.
So I want to know how best I can manage all these things that have.
So you already has 3 goals. You already has 3 goals, and then we don't have time enough to talk about that. But 3 goals, I think I noted that. We can talk about that. We can talk about that. Good question. Yes,
it's just a quick one.
Quick one, go ahead.
Does conscience really affect one's resolution? Like in conclusion?
What does that mean? Does conscience affect one's resolution? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
Like if you are thinking about something that is odd, will it affect you in what you're trying to like conclude?
Now, it's conscience and thoughts. Now, if I understand what you're trying to say, thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Anything that you don't want to see come to pass, don't think about them. So I'll replay to you. If I watch a lady, like I said, I just gave you, there's a lady, this lady in shape nice behind you. I don't wonder what her face look like. It's a thought already. The longer I continue with those thoughts, what happens? Thoughts leads to things, thoughts leads to pictures, thoughts lead to imagination, and before you know it, interests. It leads to interest. It leads to, so that's what you want to do. Sanitize your mind. The Bible says, guard your heart. Guard your heart. It says because it's so. If it doesn't support your big goal, that's why I said it's goals. Then what values systems that goes there, and so obviously skills are here. So if it doesn't support that, then yes, thoughts matter. The reason why I said I don't want my, people shouting around me in the house in the morning, I don't care what the child has done. Not kill nobody, not broken nothing. Let's come with a solution. Picking born granite now. Many person boil granite born. Boil granite born. Do you understand how that can happen? To boil, they gave a child to boil groundnut. And the water dried up in the pot and actually, so you ended up money. You don't bring down the house because of that. Yes, but you don't bring down the house because of that. Sit the guy down. Okay, good. All right. What's happened? Anybody can forget. These people, they forget. So what do? I said, sit them down and says, okay, take a typical groundnut, because this is something you have to do repeatedly. How long does it take? If you press timer, and put on the water heater, it's not water heater, is a gas stove, cooker, gas cooker. You can count and say how long. Once you start boiling, you taste, no, you're not boil it. 12 minutes, no, 13 minutes, no, 14 minutes, no, 15 minutes. Then you now know it takes 15 minutes to boil a groundnut, right? Yeah. So you know the quantity of groundnut, you know the quantity of water, you know how long it's going to take. What do you do after that? Timer, how do you time it? What do you use? What would be a regular timer? A phone? The child has a phone. That's how you solve the problem. Sit down with the child. Because it's happening, the person they forget, set timer. Build those things. Instead of shouting, that's what you build. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so it's thoughts are things. I don't want people shouting. So what do? I don't. How do you deal with that? I said, put the child. It's crazy. But once you do that, you solve the problem and coach the kid. You now know. In fact, when it's alarms, everybody would know. It's the granite dynamo well. And then they can go there. Meanwhile, you could leave it and go do some other stuff, because you don't be boiling groundnut and stand there and wait. No, you have to go do some other things, and that's how you forget. So, but once the alarm is there, once the alarm goes off, you know, the granite dynamo well. You can go there and fix it. But let's come back. Thoughts are things. I don't entertain. Some thoughts are 2 minutes. But thoughts are things. If you don't want something to happen, don't begin to think about them. Depression comes. It comes with thoughts. Things. Thoughts are things. You can create. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. This building you see started in somebody's mind. Thoughts are things. Imagination. So thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. If you don't want to see something happen, thoughts are things. You could create. It starts with your mind. That's why see the picture. Where do I want to go? What's going to get me there? What friends I'm going to take? It's a movie. So who's the movie director? Okay. No, it's not Salimatu, it's Fatimata. Fatimata and I do this. I think Fatimata and I need for talk to you. You align all your stuff, but thoughts are things. Do not entertain any thoughts that you don't want to see come to pass in your life. You don't. You can't imagine. Even myself, I could be tempted to get depressed. One time, I wake up in the morning, I was in the car, air-conditioned car. Something that millions of Sierra Leoneans will be wishing they're dying to get. And then my mind just go down to begin to think, how hard you have to work. Some people don't have to work hard as you, but they have a quieter life, they have a more easy life. It took me 2 minutes thinking like that, and then my head started aching me. But because I'm matured, and I know the dangers of going down that line, I pressed a pause. I pressed a pause in my thoughts. It was deliberate. I pressed a pause and I started talking to myself. I talk to myself all the time. And I said, do you know if people know that you are thinking about this about yourself? You know how funny you will be? Yeah. There's nobody there, but I talk to myself all the time.
I do too.
Talk to yourself positively. Like I said last week, sometimes you're the only one who has something good to say about yourself. Speak to yourself. So I pressed a pause and I said, Mister, do you know people, how funny they will look at you if they know you, Joe Abbas, are thinking like this? Before you know it, I burst into songs. I was singing, I was worshiping, I was praising. Give me 5 minutes and I was joyful. Thoughts are things. So joyful thoughts, you're joyful. If you begin to think depressed thoughts, give yourself 5 minutes. You try to throw yourself over the window. And now they think, but everybody will don't punish you from where you begin, from where you come up. Everybody will don't punish you from where you come up. You begin to think about that. You begin to think about that. Let's wrap up now. Let's wrap up. This is tough. This is solid.
Thank you so much.
It is well. But you know the more important thing you could do for me? Work on yourself. You want to see me 5 years down the line and be proud. And I'll look at you and be proud of you. And I have so many stories. People I met 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They have double masters. Some are directors. Some, lots and lots of stories. Ezekiel Lako, I told you about Ezekiel Lako. I'll close with that. Did I tell you about Ezekiel Lako? You know Dr. Lako? Yes. AYV? Yes. I met him when he just left school. I gave him a manual. I started showing him how to fill cash book. He was being paid 40 leons, 50 leons. 50,000 leons, I think, 50,000 leons. Was it 50,000 leons? Maybe 40,000 leons, 50,000. Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember. But I taught him how to fill cash books. His first job, National Pentecostal Church. His doctorate now. Act on these things. Act on them. It's my prayer for you that the grace and glory and power of God will rest upon you. Bow your heads, bow your heads. Let me just release a blessing as a child of God. Father, I thank you for this privilege that I have to talk to young men, young women, and not just those ones that are in the house, but Lord, Sierra Leoneans watching all over the world, wherever they are. The same message was shared for them. Let there be transformation, not just in the house, but this nation as a Sierra Leone. Young people, wherever they are, everything that has been shared, use it to transform their life, transform this nation. Faith in themselves, building value system, working on themselves every day. So that we will not only celebrate those in the house, but we will be celebrating Sierra Leoneans, wherever they are, who listened and watched this. Thank you for our nation, Sierra Leone. Thank you for the president. Thank you for the government. Thank you for the opposition. Thank you for the nation that we have as a country, Sierra Leone. May you build this nation from the ground up and strengthen every system that would make us an example to the world. We thank you, Lord. Thank you for AfriCell. Thank you for AYV, for this great things that you've put together. But bless these ones that are in the house. May they have testimonies to share. Amen and amen.
Amen, amen. Give it up for Joe Abbas Bandura. This must be the most watched class on social media. Well done, Joe Abbas Bandura.
I know for me is this fight, yeah. Housemates don't come,
Housemates, everyone gather round for a selfie picture with Mr. Joe Abbas. Gather round for a selfie picture. Say cheese.
They know, everybody already know it's showtime and it's the best time. Boom! I know what for me is this fight. Yeah, housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Oh Lord, I know what for me is this fight. Yeah, housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Oh Lord, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone. Let the drama begin. Housemates salone. Enjoyment, entertainment, empowerment for each and everyone. Then are you TV screen on there I be right now. I know I'm a waste time, but on the TV and park fine. Come see style and pattern. Me want if you know what will be the best one. On there I be TV right now.
Housemates, back downstairs. Oh.
I know for me it's this.
Oh.
Housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Oh Lord, I know for me it's this fight. Yeah, housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Oh Lord, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone. Let the drama begin. Some get the juice, some get the sauce, some get the pepper. Some get the style, go make you laugh, go make you smile. Oh, time to relax. Oh, free your mind. Oh, housemates, the last standing couple. I know what for me is this fight. Yeah, housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Housemates salone. I know what for me is this fight. Yeah, housemates don't come my mouth. My mouth, let the drama begin. Oh Lord, if not eat a cocoa, if not eat a cocoa, someone to go get you go. Alligator go swallow you. Housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone. If not eat a cocoa, if not eat a cocoa, someone to go get you go. Alligator go swallow you. Housemates salone, housemates salone, housemates salone. The last standing couple.
Would they eat too if you cook? Spices. See them bets for you, eh? Baby bets for you.
What like this thing? Who's country with this so? Who's maybe watch me foot my big bar? Me I don't understand it's that piece so. No, bro, now where you wear this? I forgot where shop.
Now you the cook. Not so this no more back. I don't tell you they was no soaker.
Why not so? Can you tell me? Not so.
Where do they was this soak?
I don't know go time. Don't big. This country is so sorry. Now I like gas.
Fishing for trailer because this is a problem. Oh no, can't get problem there.
Nami, it's that library. Eh? What do you guys? Labi mango.
Labi.
What do you guys? If I miss that cool, so what's up with me? Last couple standing. What? Last couple. Come on, this only one minute for me again. 4 minutes, yeah?
Okay, babe.
So that I go feel like fresh food. You need it?
It is.
You forget, eh? You forget for it. The age.
You see, one of the things you just used,
Old
this
age.
is how I always do my thing.
You don't tell on me, babe.
That's one of the things that he, so that's a behavior right there.
Yeah, so like.
So, me, how I want this to operate, because at the end of the day, this is for you. How I may perceive you can be sometimes different from how you perceive yourself.
Yeah,
that's
I
why.
want your opinion.
That's why.
I want your opinion, then I can sit back and then reflect on all of them and then have like, and then bring
I'll
out
give
my
you the
own.
opinion.
Fine.
But I need you to bring out your own first.
You will not be here when I'm putting those stuff down. I want to like have your own opinion. And then with your opinion and with mine, I will like blend everything and then try to bring out something.
I can't do that, babe. I want to do that, but like I feel like it's very important for you to have this moment to really dig deep and look at
What I
yourself.
wanted to do was like go around and then ask people like what they think about me and then have like a comprehensive, like it's like me doing like a survey, like a comprehensive survey of what people think. And from then I'll sit back and look like, well,
I don't even
it is
think
not about
that.
how you want to do your evaluation, it's about how I want to do my evaluation.
Okay.
You do evaluation, that's why they have survey. It's like me doing like a quick survey of people like opinion about me. Like people like
So who do you want to ask in here?
it doesn't matter, I will ask everybody because even when people are angry they will tell you certain things. And that also is very important for me.
Well, I think you should start off with those people first and then come to me.
But you said like you can do that, so
You said that this is how you made a comment that this is not my evaluation and that this is how you want to do your evaluation.
yeah, that's how I want
So
to do.
it doesn't matter.
If this is how I want to do it, I think the best you can do is like, okay, this is how we want to do it. Okay, let me just be of support and push through with him.
I
It's not that
am trying to be
I
of
can
support.
do it just because of I don't like use the route you want me to use.
No, babe, it's not about using the route that I
Well,
want you to
I think
use.
it's about that because I ask you like, you say no, I can't do that because I want. This is about self-reflection. I want you to sit back and reflect yourself. I will do that, but I want the opinion of people, and then I will sit back and like go in my head and say, okay, these are the things that people think. Okay, is wrong about me. These are the things that people think is right about me, and these are some of the behaviors people think I have. Okay, let me sit back and then picture like the way I have behaved in some of these ways, and then go in and searching, and then bring out some of the things I have. You said that yesterday. I just want you to take yourself out of your body and sit back and watch the way you behave. I can't do that.
Babe, that's not like that's like a figurative statement.
Yeah, well, in other words, it's like.
Okay, one of the things that you need to work on is like when you're set on something, you have a very closed mind. You have a very closed mind. It's either your route, there's no in between.
I know that's something.
Can I explain to you why no, babe, I know you're gonna go with what path you choose, but can I explain to you why I believe that doing your reflection first and then going to others' reflection is important? Because then you can compare the way that you view yourself to the way how others view you, and you can see the lack and gap in that. If you've already listed things about yourself that you feel like this is how you are, and you go ask other people and some things don't line up, then you'll know that a perception of yourself is way different from what others view from you. Doing it the other way around, you've already had a hint of how other people think of you. So you can just like kind of like, okay, well, I guess this is right. Like it'll be more likely to change and not be like, this is how I really see myself. That's how I feel like it would go.
I have my perception about myself.
Okay.
I have my perception about myself, and I get them in mind, and I already like I think, I wish I don't know what to do.
Do you want to use the notepad?
No, my other notepad, this is my notepad, I don't find it. But I have all of them in there. Why I'm asking you is because why I asked you first, you can give me
reflect or assess. Okay, this and this. What am I going to do, or how should I handle this and that? Maybe it might be the same channel, the same storyline. It keeps happening, and